In terms of skills development, though, okay, what the Intercontinental Cup offered was, yes, there's more pressure. It tests the skills more in terms of a 3-day match or a 4-day match, and the exposure that you get on the field and the amount of testing spells and the duration and the ability to survive different conditions and to survive a sustained spell of spin bowling or swing bowling, whatever. And that's one kind of pressure. But on the flip side, you don't have the pressure. If you fail in the Intercontinental Cup, your funding is not going to go up in smoke overnight. You're not going to lose your contract overnight because you're not at risk of failing to qualify for a World Cup if you fall flat in one innings or in one match in the Intercontinental Cup. So it gave an outlet for these countries to develop and to get match practice, for lack of a better term. I mean, these were legitimate matches, these were sanctioned matches, but just the opportunities to get experience out in the middle. These countries and players didn't have that in multi-day cricket. So it offered players just time to get experience, time to learn about their games, and just time to grow from a technical standpoint. And you saw the greatest evidence of that from Afghanistan. I would say slightly lesser extent Ireland, but if you think of Afghanistan's rise to test status, it was quicker than Ireland. Ireland came onto the scene in 2007, even though Ireland and Afghanistan were admitted at the same time as test nations, as full member nations. Ireland made their big splash in 2007. They qualified for the 2007 World Cup in 2005, had 2 years to prepare. They go to the World Cup, they beat Pakistan. That's their big moment to kind of use as a launching pad. Afghanistan was still nowhere in 2007, right? They only show up on the international scene really in 2008 at World Cricket League Division 5 in Jersey. And they used the World Cricket League pathway to go up the ladder from Division 5 to Division 1 to get ODI status initially, and then qualify for a T20 World Cup first in 2010. They go to the qualifier in the UAE. They beat USA. They beat Ireland in the final. I believe they beat Scotland as well. And they go to the World Cup in the West Indies, and then they qualify again in 2012 and 2014. And they finally reached their first 50 over World Cup in 2015. And even then, they weren't what they did was so fast. But part of that, again, all these achievements were done on limited overs cricket, but what was lost in that is the growth that they were enabled to do courtesy of the Intercontinental Cup. While all these things were happening in T20 cricket and 50 over cricket, their improvement was evidenced by the opportunities they got in the Intercontinental Cup. I mean, Mohammad Shahzad, everybody knows Mohammad Shahzad in Afghanistan cricket is this hard-hitting, dashing wicketkeeper who plays these fiery knocks in T20 cricket and in 50 over cricket. People may overlook the fact that in 2010, Mohammad Shahzad scored a double hundred in the fourth inning to chase down a target of, I think it was 495 against Canada in a 4-day Intercontinental Cup match. That's extraordinary. For a country that has only just started playing 4-day cricket in 2009, skills and 1-day cricket, those are the kind of stories, the hidden stories that people may be not aware of, that demonstrated Afghanistan's growth and their capability to not just be a one-trick pony in limited overs cricket. They showed the capability of doing that over a sustained period of 6, 7, 8 years in 4-day cricket. And the Intercontinental Cup allowed that for Afghanistan and Ireland. And the shame of it is the elimination of that competition has now closed the door on countries like the USA, Oman, Nepal, Namibia, Scotland from getting that same opportunity. And that's why I think, in going back to the article I wrote, teams at associate level are crying out for the same opportunities that Afghanistan and Ireland got. And I know there's some funding issues, some budget issues, but that door should really be reopened if administrators globally are serious about wanting cricket to grow and seeing more countries get opportunities in the game.